I'm Brock Carlisle, a pastor and a licensed counselor, and this is Whiteboard Wednesday. In 1 Kings chapter 8, we begin a story where King David wanted to build a temple for the Lord. He even went so far as to begin stockpiling all the supplies necessary because he expected to get to build a temple for the Lord. And yet God told him no. What do you do with unmet expectations? Today, I'm going to show you. So if your expectation level is here, but reality is over here, there's a giant gap in between what you expected to happen and what's actually happening. This gap is where all sorts of negative emotions will come into play. You'll have disillusionment, maybe some disenchantment, maybe some frustration or some guilt or some hurt or some anger, whatever the negative emotion that you experience whenever your reality isn't what you expected. This is why, because there's a big gap in between your expectations and your reality. And the bigger that gap is, the more negative emotion you experience. So what we have to do is to figure out a way to eliminate the gap to where expectation is reality. To do that, you really only have two viable options. You can change your expectation or try to alter reality. Sometimes, I know altering reality sounds like this really weird thing, but it's not. Sometimes you can alter your reality. If my expectation is that I do something with excellence, but the reality is that I really stink at it, the reason might be because I've never learned how to do it with excellence. And the way that I can alter my reality is simply through education. I can learn to do this well. I shouldn't alter my expectation and just start expecting myself to do it at a low level. I should alter my reality. Sometimes the reality is out of your control. For instance, if your expectations are about someone else, maybe what your husband does or what your wife does or what your coworker does, you have no control over who they are, what they do, so you can't alter reality in that sense. Then the best option available to you is to alter your expectation. Start asking yourself questions about, is that what I would do? Why do I want what I want? Why is it that I have the expectations that I have? Are these healthy expectations? How can I change my expectations? Or should I communicate what my expectations are? When your expectations don't match your reality, the resulting gap is negative emotions. And the right thing to do is to figure out, do I change my expectations or can I change my reality? When we do this, we experience less negative emotions because we shorten the gap between our expectations and our reality.